Hello, everyone. Welcome to my presentation. I am Basira Akhtar, Assistant Director at the James Breeding School of Public Health and also a global health-based student at Liverpool School of Tropical Medicine. Climate change is one of the leading driving forces of internal migration in Bangladesh. Every year, millions of poor people living in the coastal and riverbank areas lose their houses and livelihoods due to the different forms of natural disasters, such as tropical storms, flooding, and river erosion, etc. Many of them migrate from rural to urban areas, and most of the poor migrants end up living in cities informal settlements. Bangladesh faces many urban management challenges, including unplanned urbanization and rapid population growth, which exposes its cities to a variety of natural phenomena that can lead to disasters with the loss of life, destructions of natural resources, and damage of economic activities, houses, and infrastructure. In this presentation, I will be briefly discussing about the climate changes and the vulnerabilities of urban poor people are facing in their daily life. Bangladesh is the home to 164 million people and is one of the countries most vulnerable to the impact of climate change. It is the 9th most densely populated country in the world with a rapidly growing urban population of 35 million. It is estimated that by 2050, the urban population will be more than the rural population. It is one of the most disaster-prone countries, exposed to a variety of weather-related shocks and stressors, and the effects of which are expected to become more severe under a changing climate. This unique topographic feature, combined with high population density, rapid urbanization, and widespread poverty, exacerbates the impact of climate change on human health in Bangladesh. The country is increasingly experiencing climate-induced problems like erratic rainfall, waterlogging, groundwater availability, and increased heat and climate extremes, and vector and waterborne diseases. Over the past decades, climate vulnerabilities, including a rising in temperature, irregular monsoon, untimely and heavy rainfall, heat waves, longer dry periods, and increased flooding have been observed across the country. This picture shows the climatic and non-climatic stressors in the cities in Bangladesh. The climatic stressors are increased temperature, rise of sea level, most frequent and severe cyclones and storms, heavy and irregular rainfalls, and environmental degradations. The non-climatic stresses are unplanned rapid urbanizations resulting in poor drainage systems, uncontrolled use of lands, and high population growth and poverty in urban areas. All these stressors have significant impacts on the lives of urban residents. Most of the climate migrants cannot meet the expenses of proper accommodation and start living in densely populated informal urban settlements. In Bangladesh, 1.5% of total urban population living in informal settlements or slums. Built on low-lying areas, these settlements are vulnerable to frequent inundation arising from poor drainage systems, as well as other natural calamities. Internal and external factors such as unplanned rapid urbanization and location of informal urban settlements and other socioeconomic determinants magnify the vulnerabilities of millions of migrants living in those settlements. The poor, unhealthy living conditions in those informal settlements exposes the residents to the risk associated with climate changes, which have significant impact on their health and livelihood. The poor people living in cities' informal settlements are struggling with the double burden of climatic and non-climatic vulnerabilities. The environmental issues related to the climate change, such as heavy rainfall and prolonged monsoon, high temperature rates, less rainfall or humidity in summer, and low temperature in winter, accelerate the existing vulnerabilities caused by non-climatic shocks, such as poor housing, drainage, water sanitation systems, and financial insecurities. Climate change significantly impact the livelihood, health, and food insecurity, food and water by lowering the capacity of poor people to prepare, cope, and recover from both climatic and non-climatic shocks and stresses. Only 9% of informal settlement dwellers in Bangladesh manage to get solid waste management services. As a result, both household waste and human waste go directly or indirectly to the low-lying lands, open spaces, and water bodies, and causes a number of problems. Temperature, precipitation and humidity significantly influence the incidence of water, air, and vector-borne diseases such as diarrhea, cholera, dengue, malaria, etc. Bacteria, parasites, and other vectors may breed faster and live longer in warmer and wetter conditions in the slums. Because of extreme weather changes like heavy rainfall, flooding, many poor people involved in informal economic sector cannot go to work, and thus they lost income. The impact of climate-induced vulnerabilities are huge, such as damage of houses, water sources, latrines, unemployment, more health expenditure, premature deaths, morbidity, and malnutrition, etc. According to the report of UN Habitat 2009, flood in dense, poorly served settlements can lead to other hazards, which have a significant impact on the health of urban poor residents. Flood water in slum can mix with raw sewage and breed waterborne diseases. Water supply also become contaminated during flood, as pipes in slum areas are likely to be damaged or to leak. There's a lack of data on the double burden of climatic and non-climatic vulnerabilities in informal urban settlements in Bangladesh context. The ARISE project in Bangladesh is experiencing and documenting those vulnerabilities to inform city actors and to shed lights on the impact of climate changes in informal urban settlements. Thank you everyone to listen to my presentation. I would like to thank to our donor and also partners of this ARISE project. Thank you.